Hello friends! In this video you'll see how the actors of the movies Crocodile Dundee 1986 and Crocodile Dundee II 1988 have changed. You'll know their real names and age. I will show you how they looked then and what's with them now. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! Gus works for Charlton as well as Mason, who takes them to their desired destinations or runs some minor errands. He's quite polite, tactful, and at work he mostly appears in a three-piece suit, wears a watch on his left hand. Nugget, Jerry Skilton, is a patron of the Bois de Bras Creek bar, which maintains a good relationship with the Dong and is quite friendly with the locals. Likes to have fun and often takes bets to test Dong's stamina and see if a glass of beer falls on his head. Ida, Maggie Blinker, is an employee of the Bois de Bras Creek bar at the hotel where Charlton is staying. She's a rather open woman who sometimes likes to laugh at what kind of story Riley tells tourists. She has short hair and often wears long earrings. Richard Mason works with Sue Charlton at Newsday, for whom he also has romantic feelings. He is distinguished by his good manners, his ability to say compliments and to be gallant, played by Mark Bloom, who passed away in 2020 from COVID-19. Walter Riley is on good terms with Dundee, with whom he also has business in common. He is a good-natured, polite man who usually meets a tourist and tells him about Mick's heroism, played by John Maylan, who died in 1989 of cirrhosis of the liver. Gwendoline is a customer at a bar in New York City that Dundee visits. She likes to have a good time, is not extremely shy and can invite a man over. She looks rather spectacular, likes to wear gloves, but is actually a guy. The role is played by Anne Carlisle. Neville Bell is a native Australian who is also a friend of Mick. He is quite polite, observant, tries not to be late and follows the request of his father, the chief of the tribe, played by David Gulpilil, who passed away from lung cancer in 2021. Louis Rico, Hector Ubery, is a major drug dealer and has his own cocaine plantations. He can be deceptively polite and courteous, but if someone crosses his path, he is even willing to kill that person. He likes to wear suits in light and bright colors. Frank is a good buddy of Miguel, who is always a joy to meet. He is goal-oriented and money is of paramount importance to him. Has a ring on his left hand, played by Gus Mercurio, who died from complications during surgery for a chest aneurysm in 2010. Charlie is a good friend of Mick Dundee, who, if necessary, can come to his call for help. He is indigenous Australian who lives in a tribe and is able to perfectly navigate the terrain. Charlie knows English well. The role is performed by Ernie Dingo. Erskine, Jim Holt, is an Australian resident and is one of Frank's people who was involved in the search of Dundee and his girlfriend. He feels quite confident and excels with quick wits. He knows how to use a gun well and also smokes hand-rolled cigarettes. Meg, tourist, came to New York to relax and see the city. She doesn't like being approached by strange people, including not appreciating when Dundee decided to test his Colin smell on her, played by Betty Bobbitt, who died in 2020 from a stroke. Leroy Brown, Charles Dutton, knows Dundee well and was the one who offered him the job. He owns his own stationery store, but keeps it a secret from everyone, trying to keep his reputation as a bad guy. He wears black sunglasses and a leather cap of the same color. Brannigan is the head of an office dedicated to combating drug trafficking. He worked with Bob Tanner to gather material on Louis Rico. He is extremely calm and is capable of praise from an employee, played by Kenneth Welsh, who died of cancer in 2022. DEA agent Tollett is a member of the NYPD and is also one of Brannigan's subordinates. He performs a variety of tasks and is also involved in facility tracking, including being assigned to monitor Dundee, who wears a ring on his right hand, played by Stephen Root. Bob Tanner was previously married to Sue Charlton. He's a professional photographer and was one of the drug squad. Bob is not afraid of difficulties and can go to quite dangerous places and act somewhat proactively. The role is played by Dennis Butiskaris. Jose Luis Guzman is a loyal man to Luis Rico, who helps him in some tasks. In particular, he participated in the search for Mick Dundee in Australia. He is rather silent, but he follows the instructions given to him very clearly. Wears pants with suspenders. Doris Marilyn Sokol is one of Newsday's employees who works with Sue Charlton and has a great relationship with her. She is outgoing, can be curious, and sometimes asks colleagues somewhat inappropriate questions about their sex lives. Garcia is a member of Luis Rico's inner circle, who has volunteered to help his boss find Dundee. He can remain extremely calm and has no trouble killing a man on his boss' first order. He wears a gold chain with a cross on his neck, played by Carlos Carrasco. Young cop works for the New York City Police Department, who take direct orders from Brannigan. One of his tasks was to hold an observation post in front of the entrance to the Sue Charlton apartment. Has thick hair. The role was performed by Gregory Jbarra. Subway Hitman is one of Rico's trusted men who was tasked with taking the photographic film from Mick. He's quite confident in himself and likes to feel his power over a person. He often wears his hair in a ponytail. The role is played by Anthony Crivello. Kato, Kung Fu tourist, came with his friend on a field trip to New York. He was present when Dundee was attacked and unafraid he and his buddy helped him. Kato doesn't know much about American actors, wears glasses and likes to take pictures, played by Doug Yasuda. Apartment hitman Anthony Ruiz was sent by Luis Rico to get the photographic film from Dundee. His main task is to kill people, which has made him rather cocky. But if he caught off guard, all ardor cools down, and he may even start begging. He has thick hair. Tour guide Susie Espan organizes tours of New York for foreigners, and one of its tourists was Kato. She is well versed in historical facts, makes important announcements, and tries to keep the group safe. During work, he always wears a whistle around his neck. Sanchez, Rico's driver, runs errands for the boss both inside and outside his mansion. He, like several other guards, has been tasked with dispersing pesky punks, but without attracting attention. He often wears a pink blazer. The role is played by Julio Reyes. Red is one of Leroy Brown's acquaintances, whom he approached to help Mick. He's not one of those who will sacrifice his skin for the sake of another and a stranger, but he can help if he gets something for it. Likes to play billiards. Mick Crocodile Dundee became well known in Australia for his encounter with a crocodile that left a scar on his right leg. He's able to show cunning, remain inconspicuous, and act quickly. He knows how to find contact with animals. He was played by Paul Hogan. Sue Charlton is an active, goal-oriented girl who is willing to travel to different parts of the world for the sake of good reputation. She is hurt when people say she is not capable of anything, but tends to overestimate her abilities. Played by Linda Kozlowski. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share it on social networks, like it, and of course subscribe to the channel.